am doing my cycle ride for Mermaids, and I have chosen to do the first stint of it in the town of Welling in Kent. Well, that's where it was when I lived here. It's now part of the Greater London area, well and truly inside the M25. But here's where I lived from the age of about 4.5 until I was just turned 10, where I went to primary school. A lot of my life was here. The beginning of my life was here. I did live somewhere before then. I have some memories of living in Bracknell, but it was a long time ago, and getting all the details is not going to happen. I'm going to do my cycle ride around here, and I'm going to stop and take bits of video as I go round. It's not going to be a fast ride or a strong ride. This is my first attempt. The bike is on the back of the car. I shall hump it off and we shall get riding. Okay, here I am. I've got back here. I've got my phone. I've got some software that's meant to track me. I know I'm ready to start off from Westwood Lane Start Car Park. Now, Westwood Lane is an important place to me. It was along Westwood Lane my best friend Billy lived. Just leaving the car park at Westwood Lane, I remember the garage was there. I remember that bridge vividly. I first rode along Westwood Lane, passing my friend Billy's house. Billy was my singular special friend. Like most Aspie kids, I only had the one main friend throughout primary school. We would visit each other's houses, and after school he introduced me to wolf cubs, Doctor Who, playing chess and many other interests, and often kept me out of trouble. I passed his house and turned into Darwin Road. Somewhat further along Westwood Lane lived my arch nemesis, a small kid, and now I look back, clearly somewhat ADHD and almost as many problems as I, but quite obviously unable to resist a large, slow-moving target like myself. After the length of Darwin Road, I turned right into Cavendish Avenue, where I used to live. This is my brother and myself on the doorstep very soon after we had moved in. I'm guessing I'm nearly 5 and Robert, my brother, 18 months younger. I now did a circuit to the end of Cavendish Avenue, along Huxley Road to Hook Lane, past where my school used to be. It's now houses, a new school having been built the other side of Churchill Road with its entrance in a Faraday Road. I rode on to Welling Corner and then along Belgrove Road to Kelvin Road. Here is the corner shop, which then was called Lewis's, and was where my mum used to buy her fags and I would buy sweets. Here is the local church where my sister was christened, and in the church hall where I went to Sunday school and the 5th Welling Wolf Cubs. I completed another loop of Cavendish Avenue, coming back to Belgrove Road along Churchfield Road, where I turned right towards Bexley Heath, a route I had travelled many times on the 69 bus to Lion Road. School for me was a living hell of constant bullying, and I struggled with reading and writing. My dad would say, if you cry on your birthday, you will cry all year round. I did. I cried every day at school. Twice a week I had some respite. When I attended what was known as the unit, Wednesday mornings and Thursday afternoons. This was while I was at junior school, so I guess I must have been about 8. I took a detour around where I recalled being there. The school and the grounds where it was are long gone. I then proceeded down Midhurst Hill to the Warren. This is the Warren in Bexley Heath, where I would occasionally play as a child. I had an aunt, an uncle and 2 cousins who lived just round the corner from here. I remember this corner well. It was many years ago. My father came down this road, took this corner a bit sharpish, and the door I was leaning against fell open and I rolled into the middle of the road. I did a loop around Faygate Crescent and went around the Warren and down to the bottom of Midhurst Hill along to the end of Rochester Drive, and then the real exercise, back up Midhurst Hill, which is quite a climb, then a zigzag along Latham Road, Townley Road and Albion Road to come back along the Broadway to Danson Park. And here I am at Danson Park, a place frequently visited during my childhood, and this is a wonderful place that I attended many times as a child. Danson Park Old English Garden, very beautiful, full of flowers all year round. And here is the mansion. Quite often there used to be a little tea shop and cafe here, which nearly saved my life at least once after falling into Danson Park Lake, which was something I was very good at as a small child. Here we are down by the boathouse next to the lake. Lots of lovely treeage and shrubberyage and beautiful green grass. And we have the lake in front of us. And here is where I would get into trouble as a kid, because this lake is created by a dam. And I would come down here and say, dam, 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 dam. Upon leaving Danson Park, I went straight along Danson Crescent to the alleyway behind the shops, near Welling Corner. Here is a place I often hid, waiting to hear the school bell before going into the playground, which then was the other side of the wall to the south. The bullying I received at school was relentless. Every time in the playground, a noisy place full of people, taking me to near sensory overload before anything even happened. I would be poked, pinched and jeered by the mob of kids until, with senses overwhelmed and filled with anger, I would shout and yell to assure myself that inside all that noise and jeering I did still exist. Eventually I would spin myself until I fell over, grazing my hands and knees on the hard playground. After the alleyway, I continued along Belgrove Road, again turned left into Kelvin Road, and left again to follow Faraday Road, pausing for a quick stop at the end of Newton Road, then passing the other end of Maxwell Road, which today was closed for a street party for the King's coronation. Then turning right to go up Hook Lane, and then turning left into Westwood Lane towards Black Fen. Well, as far as I was concerned, that road there going over the bridge was the A2, and when I got this far I had to turn round and come home. It was the first place I ever saw a push-button pedestrian crossing. I am so glad that they have replaced it with a bridge. It was a very dangerous piece of road. That is Black Fen over there, and in the distance you can see a number of pylons, which was something I certainly had a fascination with even at that age. I then returned to the car park the other end of Westwood Lane.